So two-dimensional array. So in previous video, we have seen what is meant by one-dimensional array in detail. Okay. So why do you want one-dimensional array? So this is your one-dimensional array which has only one dimension. What was that dimension? It was only your rows, right? Now, if you have two dimension, what is meant by 2D? 2D means you will be having two dimension, right? Two dimension. So one dimension, you know that it will be your row, and the second dimension is going to be your columns. Okay, so if you have this is your one dimensional array, right? If you have multiple one dimensional array arranged together, right? Now you can, the form of matrix, then it is called as two dimensional array. Okay, you have rows as well as you have columns. Okay, so this is called as two-dimensional array. So let us see what is meant by two-dimensional array. Two-dimensional array is specified using two subscripts, where one subscript denotes the row and the other denotes the column, right? So what are the subscript which will be used? So this is your diagrammatic representation of a 2D array. So you will be having a first dimension, two dimension, right? The first dimension will be nothing but your row, and the second dimension will be nothing but your column. Okay, so how will you access this? If I take this array as capital A, okay, A is the name of the array, then you will be taking it as A of, what will be your index? 0, 1, 2, 3. Index always starts with 0, and column also 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So what will be your first element? 0th row, 0th column, right? What will be your second element? 0th row, first column, right? Now again, next is A of 0th row, second column. Third, next last element, 0th row, third element. Okay, so what will be your next element? A of first row, 0th column. A of first row, first column. A of first row, second column. A of first row, third column, right? Now what will be your second row? Second row, A of 2, 0th column. A of second row, first column. A of second row, second column. A of second row, third column, right? This is how you will be accessing the elements, right? So A of, what is the third row? Third row, 0th column. A of third row, first column. A of third row, second column, and A of third row, third column, right? So I can tell that subscript will be I and J. If I take the two subscript as I and J, I for your rows and J for your column. That is why it is given as it is specified using two subscript, where one subscript denotes the row and the other subscript will denote the column. C looks a two-dimensional array as an array of one-dimensional array. Yes or no? By seeing this diagram, you will understand, right? It is like array of one-dimensional array. A two-dimensional. So you know that how, what is the declaration of a 1D array? So you will be specifying the data type. If it is an integer data type, then you will be giving the array name, right? Array name. I'll write it like this: data type, array name, and your row size. Okay, so to this you know that it is a declaration of one-dimensional array. Now if you want to add two-dimensional array, instead of one dimension, you are going to use two dimensions. So you will be having, in addition, you will be having a column size also. Okay, that is what given here: data type, then you have your array name, then you have your row size, and then you have your column size. So if I am taking integer, okay, array name is capital A, row size is, I am taking it as, you can take it as 20, maximum size of the row, maximum size of the column. This is how you can declare, and ends with a semicolon. Here you have a semicolon. Okay, so this will be your declaration of a two-dimensional array. Therefore, a two-dimensional dimension m cross n. M will be denoting your rows and n will be denoting your column. M cross n array is an array that contains m cross n data elements, and each element is accessed using two subscript I and j. Okay, so if I want to see, this is your example. If I want to access the element in the previous example, a of 1, 1, then how can you write? You can just write a of 1, 1. Then I can access the first row, first column element. Whatever element is inside this, you can access it. So int marks 3, 5 means what? Marks is your array name, third row, fifth column element. So this is one of your example given. What is your array name? Array name is given, taken as marks. So same thing what I have repeated here, it is given in the pictorial representation. You have 0, 1, 2. So totally you have 3 rows, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 5 columns. Okay. So same whatever I have written here, same is repeated here. Marks of 0, 0, marks of 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, marks of 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, and 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. So this is your representation of a two-dimensional array. Now you are going to see what is how can you represent the memory representation of a two-dimensional array. Okay, so it can be represented in the memory. It can be stored in two different ways. One is your row major order, and the other one is your column major order. Okay, so you know that in two-dimensional array, what will be your rows? Okay, so this will be your, for example, if I am taking 0, 1, 2 and column 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what will be the first element 0, 0 row, 0th column, right? 0, 0. If I take 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, then 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, then 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. Okay. So row major order means, so in the memory, your data will be stored sequentially, right? Okay. So a row major order means row after the row. First it will store the first row elements. Second it will next consecutively it will store the second row elements, third row elements, etc. But column major order means first it will store the first column elements, then second column, then third column, followed by the fourth column. It goes on. Okay, so see the representation here. This is your row major order. So what will be your column? For row major order means rows will be first, row by row it will be stored, right? So 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. Okay, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. First row will be stored, followed by the second row 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, followed by the third row 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. But whereas in the case of column, you see it will be first column will be stored 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0. See here 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0. Next what you will be 2, 0, 3, 0. Taking one more column. Okay, if you have here the example, they have taken one more column. Okay, next second column will be stored 0, 1, 1, 1. So 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1. Okay, so that is what given here. Second column. Then 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2. Third column. So column by column, your data will be stored in the memory. Okay. So next one. So calculating the address, you have two different formula. One is for column major order and the other one is for the row major order. So if I can calculate the value for the address of a of I comma j is equal to, I will be your index, row index, j will be your column index, right? Column index, which is equal to base address, you know, as we have seen in the one dimensional same example, base address plus what will be your W word size, then M is the rows, then J is your, so your equation is W into M of J minus 1 plus I minus 1 for column major order, and for row major order it is base address plus W into N into I minus 1 plus J minus 1. So it is just reverse. So you know what is meant by W? Row, word size. M is your number of rows, N is your number of columns, I and J are the subscripts. Now let us see one example, okay, so that you will be familiar with how to find out the address. So consider a 20 cross 5 two-dimensional array marks which has the base address is given, okay. So your base given, I can write given base address is equal to 1000. Then, and word size is equal to 2. So your W is equal to 2. Now compute the address of the element. What you have to find out, marks of, so this is your name of your array, 18 comma 4, assuming that the elements are stored in row major order. Okay, so what is your equation for your row major order? Address of a of I comma j is equal to base address plus W into n into I minus 1 plus j minus 1 for row major order. Now can we substitute the value? What is the name of the array? Marks. That is what it is written as marks. What is I and j? So it is given in your question, right? Which one you have to find out? Marks of 18 comma 4. So I row 18th row 4th column address you have to find out. So your base address is given, your base starting address is given, that is 1000 plus what is your word size is also given, 2 into what is your n is nothing but your number of columns, right? From where you will get 20 into 5. So 20 is m and 5 is the n, right? Number of rows and columns, the sizes. So you will be getting n is equal to 5, right? N is equal to 5 into I minus 1. What is your I? So I will be 18, j will be 4. So 18 minus 1 plus 4 minus 1. So when you calculate, you will be getting it as 1176 as the address. Okay. Now, moving on to the initialization. So, initialization of your two-dimensional array is same as that of your 1D array. So, how did you initialize 1D array? So, you have initialized, for example, int marks of 2 means how did you initialize? You have given the parameters, right? If I take 1 comma 2, so by opening by your curly bracket and you are giving the elements separated by a comma. Same thing is going to you are going to use in the two-dimensional array also. Instead of rows, you are adding the columns also, rows plus columns also. So int marks 2, 3 declaration is equal to, then you are going to give the initialization the values. Okay, 90, 87, 78, 68, 62, 71. So what is the size here? Marks of 2, 3. 2, 3 means what is 2 rows, 3 columns, right? 2 rows and 3 columns. So how will your matrix look like? 2 rows, 0, 1 and 3 columns. Okay, 0, 1, 2. So this will be your matrix. So first you will be, what are the values entered? So 90, first row values will be initialized. 90, 87, 78, followed by 68, 62, 71. This is how your value will be stored in the memory. Okay. So first row will be stored, then second row will be stored. So, or this is one way of initialization. So sometime there may be a confusion, right? So you have the second method in which you can separate the row values. 90, 87, 78 will give you the first row value. So inside the curly bracket, you are separating it and giving the values. These are the two methods in which you can initialize the array. Let us see now a program. Write a program to print the elements of a 2D array. So these elements, if you want to print it, then how you are going? First, you are going to give the header files. Okay, main, which indicates the start of the program. Okay, now how you are going to initialize int array? What is ARR? The array name. It is nothing but your array name. And what is your 2 row size and column size? So what is your matrix? 2 by 2 matrix, right? And you are giving the values 12, 34, 56, 32. So what will your matrix look like? First row 12, 34, then 56, 32. I want to display this into the screen. Okay, that is your objective. So now you are going to initialize two variables, right? Not initializing, you are going to declare the two variables int I comma j. Okay, so I have told you would have studied in the case of 1D, you are going to use only one row, one dimension, right? So you will be using only one for loop. Now here you have rows as well as columns. So you will be using two for loops. Okay. So the first for loop will be, outer for loop will be for the row, and the second for loop inside a for loop will be for the column. Okay. So for I is equal to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus. Okay. So what is your row size? Here it is 2, right? That is why it is I less than 2. So whether first I is equal to 0, whether 0 is less than 2, yes, condition is true. So it enters into the loop. Printf, you are taking /n, which indicates a new line, right? This is your output window. So it will take a new line. For j is equal to 0, j less than 2, j plus plus. Now, what is the next line? J is equal to, it is giving initializing j is equal to, this is for column. Okay. Outer loop is for a row and your inner loop is for column. Now j is equal to 0, it checks the condition. Whether 0 is less than 2, yes, the condition is true. Now it will print f %d /t. It will give a tab space. So see here you have a tab space that for separation. Now it will print array of ij. So what is your I? I is equal to 0, right? 0. J is also equal to 0. So it will now first print the value of array 0, 0. What is your array 0, 0? First value will be printed. 12 will be printed. Okay. Now after executing it, it is in the inside loop. So it increments the value for j. Now j will be equal to 1. Again it checks the condition whether 1 is less than 2. Yes, it is true. Now again it prints the data. Print %d. So this will be replaced by your argument, right? ARR of I comma j. Now after a tab space, now I is still in 0, right? I is still in 0. What is your j? J has become 1. Now it will print the value of array 0 comma 1. So 0, 1, you will be having the next data to be printed 34. Okay. Now you are able to understand. Now again it will check, it will increment the j. Now j will become 2. Now it will check the condition whether 2 is less than 2. No, it is false. So now it goes out in the upper loop and it increments the value for I. Now I will become 1. It checks the condition whether I is 1 is less than 2. Yes, it is true. Again the same process continues. /n. For again now j will be initialized to 0. Now row has become 1. Now column again it has become 0. It checks the condition whether 0 less than 2. Yes, the condition is true. Now what will be happening? Array of I has become from 0, it has become 1. 1 comma j is initialized to 0. So 1 and 0. So 56 will be printed now. Again it increments, it is in the inner loop, right? Again it increments j. So now it will become array of 1 comma 1. Okay. So 32 will be displayed. Now j will become 3, right? So when j is equal to j is equal to 2. Now 2 is less than 2. No, the condition is false. Again it goes increments the value for I. Now I was previously equal to 1. Now I will be equal to 2. Now it checks the condition. I is whether 2 is less than 2. The condition is false, right? So it comes out of the loop and returns 0. It exits. So you have got the output in the window.